Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about media objects in Bootstrap, which they're basically like just images floated to a certain position and just some text in the title, and they're used for like news sites or maybe like small blogs or even like in a sidebar. I personally have really never used these, but I want to include everything that all the major parts of Bootstrap. So basically here, this div you're looking at is this right here. It has an image from Unsplash, then underneath, or it has a div with an image, and then underneath another div, and then a title in H5, and then some text. Now, to make this look a little better, to turn it into a media object, which will float the image and stuff like that, we want to go to this div and just give it a class of media and save that. And automatically you're going to see that the image is being floated. So let's take a look at what that media class actually does. So we'll take a look down here. So automatically it's going to display as a flexbox, okay? And it aligns the items to the start. So that's what the media class does, is it turns it into basically a flex. Now for the image, we probably want some spacing on the side here. So what we could do is add a class of margin right. So MR, and we'll do 3 and save that. That'll push that over a little bit. And then when you have a media object, the second div here, you want to give a class of media dash body, and we'll save that. And if we take a look at what that did, so let's see, we have media body, basically just sets it to flex 1. Okay, so it doesn't do too much, but it is part of the whole media object element, or component, I should say. And then the H5, I guess, no, that's fine. I was going to add some margin, but that's all right. If you wanted to move the image down a little bit, you could do margin top 3 and save, and now you'll see it's kind of more in the middle. Okay, so pretty simple. We can also nest media objects, so we'll give this a class of media, and let's add to the image, we'll say MR3, add some margin to the right. We want our media body. And then under here, this div will be a nested media object. So again, it'll have a class of media. And notice here we have an A tag around the image. So what I'm going to do is just add a class here of padding right 3. And then this div will have a media body class, which will just add flex 1. And if I save that, now you see that this is actually nested in here. We'll probably want to move this down a little bit. So what I would do is probably just add to the heading a margin top class, or not to the heading, to the media, the nested media objects. So we'll say margin top, let's do 4. All right, so that pushes it down a little bit. So that's how we can nest them. Now we can also mess with the alignment of the image. So we might want it to be aligned top, middle, bottom, without having to actually add, margin to the image like we did up here. So let's go to where it says top aligned, and we can say class media, and for the image, we can use align self start, because remember, when we add media, the media class, it turns into a flex container. So we can use align self start, which aligns it to the top, and then class media media body. So if we save that, you can see now it's actually, let's add that margin right. So now the image is aligned to the top. Now if we wanted to center align the image, let's go down here and let's say class equals media, and for the image We'll add our margin right. And then here we can say align. Instead of align self start, we want to do align self center. Okay, and then just add our media body. And now if I save that and we take a look, now the image is straight, is right in the middle. And then with for the bottom, we can do the same thing. So let's say margin right 3, and then let's do align self end. All right, so that will align it to the bottom. And save. And now it's aligned to the bottom. So we don't have to actually manually align this stuff. We can do it easily because media objects are flex containers. All right, so what about lists? We can have these we can actually have media objects inside of a list. Now we don't want these bullets or this padding. So remember a bunch of sections back or a bunch of videos back, we looked at how to unstyle an unordered list, and we can do that with list unstyled. So if I save that, you can see it gets rid of the bullets and the padding. And then what we can do is on each list item, we can make that a media object. So we can add the class of media. So I'll go ahead and do that to all of these. Okay, and then for the image, let's do class, and let's do MR3 just to move it, give some margin to it. Do that to this one. Oops. All right, and we'll do it to this one as well. And let's see what else we need. The media body on these divs. So same thing, they're just on a list item element instead of a div. Same thing though. And just make sure you unstyle the unordered list. All right, so if I save that, now you see we have a list-based media object. All right, so that's going to do it, guys. Like I said, I don't really use this too much, but it's all right if you want, like, you know, some news or maybe some events or something like that where you just need an image with some text. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at the Jumbotron, and that will be the last video in the CSS component section.